So what should I start with? I've not got my chotis. Yeah. So very frankly, I really like coming to a place like this where sometimes I feel that in the profession that I am in, there is a certain amount of complacency that seeps in. We also kind of get used to the kind of work that we're doing every day. It's nice to meet students like y'all who want to start off, do something new. There are interesting conversations that happen. It's really nice to meet y'all today. And yeah, so there has been one argument that me and my team, a lot of my colleagues have within us, is that most of the time when we discuss that how we have succeeded in achieving what we wanted to achieve, whatever I have done today, or whatever I have become or managed to achieve, is most of the time a lot of people told me that I don't have a story. I don't have a story because I come from a Marwadi business family and a fairly decent, well-to-do family. So I am told that these are my friends who tell me that you were okay, yeah, you used to do well before also. You were a well-to-do person, you had a car in your house, today also you have the same thing, so what's the big deal, you're there. The stories are of people who come from backgrounds where they don't really have much and then you kind of grow, so that's a story. But you don't really have a story. But that's not really true in a way where, there are a lot of actors that I know who genuinely have not really lived a life where they claim that I Mumbai and there was this huge struggle and then we slept on the platform, railway platform for a few days, we didn't have a place, we were 8 people cramped in one room. A lot of it is not true also. And I know a lot of actors who narrate these stories which are not true. But purely for the sake of having a story, they come up with these ideas. But I genuinely have not really slept on a railway platform. I have not really struggled the way a lot of other people have struggled. Probably I had a little cushion because my father is a businessman and I am from Mumbai. It wasn't that I had to come from another city, look for a place and start off my career in Mumbai. So yeah, it was all comfortable. But the biggest challenge for me was that when you come from a Marwadi business family, from a background like that, invariably what happens? आप वही करते हैं जो आपके पिताजी किया करते थे. Basically in a Marwadi family, your father's business is your business and then it goes on and on and on and on. Here when you want to kind of go out there and do something new, even probably forget being in the creative line or forget acting. Even if you want to kind of go out there and do a job, that's also not like a done thing. My dad himself, it's with due respect and I love him, but he's used to tell me this thing this was his favorite phrase कि नौकरी ना कीजिए घास खोद खाइए. He used to tell me कि तुम जॉब क्यों करना चाहते हो, तुम कहीं किसी के अंडर क्यों काम करना चाहते हो, do your own thing, do your own business. I said I understand this own business thing, but dad, you're good at what you do and you know your job. I don't understand the stuff that you do. My father is from corporate finance. He is into funding and working capital requirements that companies have. He organizes the funding for them. So he's a complete business guy with financials, with balance sheets, and my dad was of this thing as you grow, like when you're 15 or 16 years old, you've probably done your 10th, you have to come to the office. So this is where I started, and this was my little struggle, was that I never understood office, I never understood finance, I still don't understand balance sheets. They used to make something called CMA data, जिसका full form भी आज तक मुझे समझ में नहीं आया है. And all this used to happen around me. And my dad used to tell me, hang out with the office guys, sit with them, do this, understand this, file this. And I said, chalo, for the happiness of my dad, I need to do this. I used to go to the office, I used to sit around. Largely, I used to handle really stuff where manage the stationery wale ka bill and say, oh, ye aapne galat likha hai, ye wo. I used to argue on small things, and I used to do random stuff. Basically, I was something that you might call disguised unemployment. I was unemployed, and yeah. So I was just sitting there and doing nothing. And from the time I was in school and college, acting was my passion. This is what I used to like. Coming on stage, talking, acting, performing, dramatics, debates. This is what I used to enjoy doing. But now it was very difficult to explain it to my father. We are basically three brothers. I have an elder brother, a younger brother. My elder brother was of the same wavelength as my dad and used to do all these financial things, and he understood the business well. I did not. And for me, it was like going to the office and spending the day there was like it was like, yeah, it was torture in the beginning. But then I understood that my dad would be happy if I do this. So I continued. I tried my level best. My dad said, "Nahi, tumhe office to aana hai, office mein baithna hai." I said, "Yeah, I'll come to the office and I'll do my bit. I'll do whatever I can." So that's how it all started. I was in college. I entered college. I went to a college called NM, Narsi Munji College of Commerce and Economics, which is in Mumbai, in Vile Parle. And there also I started participating in inter-college competitions of acting. So there are a lot of good festivals that happen in Mumbai. A lot of talent which is fetched from these festivals, because invariably a lot of good directors and actors come and judge these competitions, and that is where you meet people, and you kind of, even they want actors who are new, who are raw, and obviously the bigger actors become expensive. Then you have these actors who are new and they're not really, so yeah, they come cheap also. So these guys used to come to the college to judge stuff. That is where it all started. I had a friend of mine called Shakti Sagar. He's actually the grandson of Mr. Ramanand Sagar, and he was a very dear friend of mine in college, and we used to study together. And I started my acting career largely because of him. But before that, I used to do a play. It was a play called All the Best. All the Best was a play about three men, one deaf, one mute, and one blind, and how these three friends come together. They fall in love with the same girl, and how now it was a funny play. It was a hilarious play, and I did shows of that play all over the world. In India, I think we did about 400 shows. It was a Hindi play, and we did 400 shows of that play. At that point of time, I used to try to explain to my dad that this is like the big thing, acting and being in theatre, which is actually called the actor's medium. Theatre is where a true actor would kind of, be able to explore himself completely. And my dad used to think, what do you get, beta? You go to a theatre, you perform, you do so much. They used to actually pay us 700 rupees per show. My dad was like, you make 700 rupees, you struggle so much, and I mean, यही देख लो तुम्हारे traveling में आने जाने में इतना लग जाता है, तुम why do you want to do this? I said, Dad, now give me some time, at least let me start off doing this. Once I at least polish myself through theatre, that is when I can do other stuff. My dad wasn't really very interested, but he never kind of stopped me also. He said that, listen, do what you think is right, but office. I said, okay, Dad, office. So I used to go to this office again. I used to do my little bit here and there, whatever acting bit I could do. I used to do my shows, plays. This play called All the Best. Professionally, this was my first play, and we traveled with the play. We did a lot of stuff. And then when I was in college only, my friend this Shakti Sagar, he offered me a TV show called Hatim. That was my first TV show. At that point of time, I had to convince my dad that I will be traveling to a city called Baroda, because they used to shoot the show in Baroda. So my dad was like, "Arey, then office?" Yeah, so office. So I said, yeah, so what we'll do is that I'll go and kind of manage my shoot for about 10-15 days there, and rest is all office. And probably I give less time in the office, and if I'm there for 15 days, I'll give more time. I'll sit more, I'll learn more. But let's explore this also. And very frankly, when you come from a background where nobody is an actor, it's pretty shocking. Once my friend also told me, and apart from being an actor, my friend told me that you come to Baroda, we'll shoot. I said, this is nice. I said, then there is a swimming pool there. So after shoot, we'll go for a swim. I said, this is also cool. I said, then I have music and we'll do this. And I said, I'm actually going to like literally party with a friend of mine for 10-15 days. It's almost like a holiday. They'll give me a room which will have a TV, it will have an AC, and then you'll have a swimming pool and you'll hang out. And for 10 days, for 10 days like this, normally I would have paid for a holiday like this. But the best part is that he'll make me stay and hang out and chill, and then he'll pay me money also. I was amazed. I said, because I've never done this, when we are not from this thing for us, we've always gone on a holiday and we've paid for things. Now, nobody's given me a free room till then. The whole idea of someone offering a free room to me was like, oh man, this is so cool, yeah. I have to pay for nothing. And I'll say, mujhe chai chahiye, they'll give me chai. And I'll say, mujhe khana chahiye, they'll give me khana. This is so cool. So I thought that this was an attractive life. I think I should do this. So I went off to Baroda, more to hang out and chill, and then bit of acting also will happen. I always thought that the theatre was the main thing where you learn acting. Television was like, okay, it's fun, let's start off, let's see what happens. And 15 days in a month I used to shoot in Baroda, and the rest of the 15 days studies used to happen on its own, but office was the main job that for 15 days I had to be there. So my dad kind of started like, oh, you're missing out on a lot of things, you're not learning, you're learning slowly. See your brother's kind of grown into learning so much more. He goes for meetings on his own now. You've not started going for meetings on your own. I was like, yeah, I understand Dad, but this is another profession. He said that your profession and all is fine, but you understand that nobody's been an actor in our family, and it's not really the most, and they used to never even look at it as like the most, the cool job on earth. They were like, matlab, if you tell someone in the business clan that you're an actor, I said, acha, wo to kar lete ho, phir baki kaam kya karte ho? They never took acting seriously only. They thought actors, singers, dancers, ये तो आप करते हैं, मजा आता होगा आपको, पर आप काम क्या करते हैं? So anyway, I never had an answer for that, so I didn't know how to explain it to them. Slowly, Hatim, my first show happened. I used to play a character called Bobo, which had long ears, and so Hatim happened, I think, in 2004 or something. That is where my dad, I think, for the first time realized that sometimes when we go out for dinner, then there are people looking at me and wanting to meet me, and my dad slowly started getting impressed with the idea that, oh, people, तुझे देख रहे हैं, हाँ देख रहे हैं, टीवी पे आता हूँ. Till that time, he had no clue. And he thought that the big thing is that, you got to do this, and फिर तुम धीरूभाई अंबानी को देखो, और फिर तुम ये बिरला जी को देखो, और टाटा को देखो, ये देखो, इनकी growth देखो. So I said, he used to always kind of narrate the big stories to me, and with due respect, those were inspiring stories nevertheless. But then slowly when my dad started realizing this, we go out with for a family wedding, and there are more people looking at me than his friend who runs a 300 crore company. My dad was like, hey, तुझे पहचानते हैं, उनको नहीं पहचानते? I said, yeah, TV पे आता है. So I guess that is where my dad started getting a little impressed with the profession that I was in. He stopped asking me the question, how much money do you make, and what difference does it make? You can make more money here, which always was the case. For the first few years of my career, it was that my dad kept thinking that, oh, you can make so much more money doing my work than the work that you're doing. But yeah, that recognition part kind of gave him a little this thing. He was getting a little convinced, but still office existed. I still had to go to office. I said, oh, 15 din Baroda, 15 din ye karo, wo karo. And then whatever other acting assignments I got, like small assignments. In the beginning, it wasn't really flowing the way it is now, but in the beginning, it was slow. And I kept going to the office, and I kept, hanging out with Dad and explaining to him. And then we have 3 brothers. So my other 2 brothers were there in the business, and they were with Papa doing the work that he wanted them to. And slowly he started kind of giving up on me. Okay, this guy is managing, iska ho jata hai. And then he used to get even impressed by the idea. We used to go to the temple, and till date my dad tells me that we go to this Mahalakshmi temple, which is in Mahalakshmi, and my dad was like, itni lambi line hoti hai on the day of Diwali and all. When you go there, the queue is long, and then suddenly little bit of recognition from the cops, and the cops say, "Arey, aap jaiye." That is where my dad thought, boss, we've arrived. My son has arrived now. He breaks queues, he breaks lines, people don't stop him. So my dad was more than impressed with this whole thing. And but in any case, I kept doing whatever, and obviously today, with time, slowly, today, the kind of work that I do, my father is extremely proud of me. He now he talks to people. He obviously, most of the people that meet him, someone or the other kind of lets the other person know that Mr. Sharda is, his son is this one, he does TV. And my dad is like, and then the other person gets impressed, and my dad has a big grin on his face. And every evening or in a week, I think 2 to 3 times, my dad calls me and tells me that, Beta, I'm really happy with the career that you've chosen, and I'm really happy that you've kind of grown and you do this. He watches episodes, he gives me a call, he watches Kapil's episodes, he gives me a call. He tells me that, it's such a long journey, and I think Filmfare Awards, he saw Filmfare Awards lately. He gave me a call that I was very impressed, Beta, with what you did. But having said all that, I'm really happy that I could make my father proud. But till date, if I get time, if I'm free, I do go to the office. But one thing that I always tell people, that maybe I don't have a rags to riches story. I don't have a story where I've kind of grown from nowhere. Okay, fine, I was like from a well-to-do Marwadi family, but the point being that to move out from a family business to convincingly move into a profession which is completely alien to what my father's been doing, it itself is a struggle. It's not easy. And at every point where maybe in your acting career, if you're failing or something's not going right, you know that your father's sitting there and he's waiting, this is not working, beta, come here, sit here. So that is the blend that I had to kind of manage and balance out, which was the struggle in my life. But having said that, for everyone here, I was very, very passionate about what I was doing. I could have been, and I would have not been like a complete, I would have done all right with my dad also, but I would have been just doing whatever he's kind of taught me to do, and nothing on my own. But I went with my passion, I went with my gut feeling, this is what I wanted to do. And trust me, today I spend every day of mine being extremely, extremely happy. I walk to the set where I have a bunch of people who are happy people. We laugh through the day because this is our job. We crack jokes the whole day, and this is what we keep doing. We actors, there are about 5-6 writers. We sit in Kapil's office also, and we are basically brainstorming where we are just cracking jokes and we are laughing, and we are cracking jokes and we are laughing. So I have a great day, and every single day is a day like this. So I don't know what a happier life is, more than this. This is the best thing that could have happened to me, and I'm grateful to God that I got the opportunity to do this. Having said that, what I'm saying is that everyone here also, I'm sure you'll come from families where there is certain thing expected out of you. But what you're passionate about is something that you need to continue with. My younger brother, he now is not working with my dad. He works for a headhunting company, or I don't know, he calls it some high-end search company. It's a company called Positive Moves. He's a partner in that company for the last 10 years. And he's doing pretty well for himself. And he goes to work with a tie, suited, booted every day. But sometimes, there is a perception where people who are going to their jobs wearing a tie, that life, when people meet me also and tell me, we have such a miserable day, and then when we watch your show, we feel so happy. My first question to those people is, why is your day miserable? Why is every day of yours miserable? Why is that most people kind of speak this language when you do a Monday to Friday job. I hope somewhere you're enjoying yourself. And if you're not, then look for some kind of place or some space where you can really enjoy the day-to-day work. Because I understand that your Saturday night will be really cool, you will watch our show also and you will feel happy about it. But why is that Monday to Friday entire day not a good day for you? It's very important that those days become good days and happy days. That is the only way you can lead a happier life. Otherwise, looking for these corners to kind of get enjoyment. If someone is passionate about, I feel very nice when you meet a couple where husband and wife are working, they have a good day at work, and then they have their whole plan set. Okay, Friday night is this, Saturday night is this. They go out, enjoy yourself, spend money on things that you enjoy doing. There are people who go, rafting or like adventure sports, and you take time out. In the entire month, you take 3 to 4 days out where you travel, you do your thing. That's extremely important, because running after a successful career is one thing, but having a good, enjoyable life is another thing. And I really hope and expect and I want you all to have a great, enjoyable life, more than a successful one. Thank you.